Darkness is all around us. It welcomes us. It invites us in. But through the darkness, light has come to expose it. To save us from darkness, so that we may see. Light is love. Light is truth. Light is life. Do you live in the light? Or do you dwell in the dark? Glow where the dark meets the light. This is Growth Group Unplugged.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm starting to have a little technical difficulties on my side, but I did want to at least um, go ahead and invite you all in tonight to Growth Group Unplugged, powered by New Heights Church. Tonight is episode 309. It's going to be a great one. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and a great start to the week. I've had a couple of questions that have been swirling in my mind, so I'm going to present one tonight. And I want us all to kind of dive deep into it. The council doesn't know what the question is yet. So we're going to bring them up here and introduced everybody. We have a pretty interesting crowd today. Some of the council was not able to make it tonight, but I do have a few of my good friends and colleagues and some of the rocks of New Height here with me. So this is your MC, Sonny from the South Side, and then we have to the right of me. Go ahead and state your name. I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourself.
That is your right. It's Trinity. Hey, you guys.
Hey Trinity, hey Trinity. And then down below me, I got some of my boys. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello. Hi guys.
I go by state your name.
I go by Travian Deacon Reverend. This is my friend, best friend, one of my great friends. Cedric, whichever you want to call it.
How y'all doing?
You can call me Trey. Those on the live. Just say Trey. TRA. Lunch Trey without the Y.
I appreciate that colorful introduction, brother. Yes, sir. Cedric without the K, right? And then
Without the K.
Come on, sis.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah.
Kiana.
Kiki for sure.
So listen, Stream World, and listen, YouTube and other platforms that we're streaming today. We're a little short staffed, but we're gonna keep it sweet and we're gonna keep it strong tonight. I want to propose an idea and a question, and we're gonna let it digest and eat it up, of course. So I've been in talks over the last few weeks with a few people, and this core idea has been coming up. It revolves around being real with yourself, right? Being honest to and with yourself. So tonight I want to propose a question. Is it? I'll start like this. I'll preface it like this, and then we're gonna let it flow. We're gonna let it flow. Is it more important to be honest with yourself or to avoid conflict with others? Is it better to be honest with yourself or avoid conflict with others? And what I mean is it better for you to stand on what you believe, regardless of what others may think? Or is it better to reason, quote unquote, respect what somebody else may have as an idea that it might not, even though it might not, you might not agree with it in your belief. So I want to let Trinity start off with her opening remarks on that, and then we'll go around the circle and.
I think a lot of people would choose honesty, but that can breed disrespect. So I think I would choose respect over honesty. Respect can bring about true honesty. You can be honest, but you cannot be for anybody. You know what I mean? You cannot care about anybody. So that's, we're gonna tap into it when everybody say what they gotta say. Bro.
Trey, what was the question again?
So let me say it like this, because I love what you said, Trendy. Definitely love what you said. But is it better to be honest with yourself or avoid conflict with another if they believe differently than you? So I don't know if Trendy, I love what you said, but I think maybe well, I'll touch on it because I agree with what you said, but
yeah, well,
in this context, I might.
I'll go back.
since this is we going clockwise or are we going?
I ain't got
Yeah, brother, go ahead. Yeah, y'all got the flow. Y'all got the flow.
Okay, well you
Go ahead, bro.
is it better to be honest with yourself or avoid conflict with another differently?
Man,
I feel that
that's hard.
that's kind of ultimate if you want to be real, but I think that if you are honest with yourself, you won't
Not true to yourself.
you
Honest
won't
with yourself.
you conflict, period. And what I mean by that is
Yeah.
if you stand on something that is near and dear to you, certain people will gravitate to that. So, but I don't think that it will necessarily cause conflict unless the belief is not believable. Because you could take it to outside of church,
Not like
you can take it as
Parents and kids.
parents and kids.
Yeah.
If a kid is honest with himself or her parent believes
Parent not gonna agree with that stuff all the time.
the kid still is able to, the kid will still be able to flourish if what that kid believes is something that's believable, quote unquote. I don't know how to word it, but I say honesty with yourself first because everything starts with you. Then it spreads to others. So that's what I'm gonna say. And then kind of leave it at that for right now.
Just you said being honest with yourself, right, Sonny? Not being true to you, right?
If you want to make the distinction, the difference between, it's okay.
Damn. Say one more thing, bro.
I said, if you want to make a difference between the two, it's open to interpretation right now. Go ahead. It's your opening argument. So, go ahead and work it out the way you want to work it out.
But it's just like the opening feeling.
Like I said, it's kind of hard, man, because I honestly feel like it's good to be honest with yourself too. You have sometimes you have to be honest with yourself in a sense. Yeah, you can respect what other people believe, but you know sometimes what other people believe might lead you down the wrong path. It might take you a different, you know what I'm saying? It might take you somewhere that you don't want to go. So standing on what you feel and everything, I feel like that's good. You can always respect somebody, but you don't have to go the way they want to go. You know what I'm saying? So
Love it. I love it, brother. I love it.
it.
Kiki,
It's weird.
what you think?
Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Loud and clear, sis.
Okay. Say it one more time.
Is it better to be honest with yourself or attempt to avoid conflict by another, respecting someone else's belief and avoiding conflict?
On the one hand, on the one shorthand, be honest with yourself and avoid conflict at the be synonymous. Because if you're a person that you believe and what you believe is you just gonna be solid, so that's just gonna avoid. Then you doing both at the same time? You just standing up in you and you avoiding conflict. One shorthand, those two can be synonymous. But on the other hand, the other hand, this the hand I'm coming from. I can only speak from my perspective. I'm real nigga in everything I do.
Okay.
Hey, man.
It's not wrong.
If what if I'm going
Come on.
not trying to be confrontational, and I'm not in a conflict. I'm going into all situations at normal. That's just how I'm going in all situations. But if I'm ever where I have to, okay, do I stay on or do I just not to avoid conflict? It depends on what the conflict is, honestly, because okay, I'll give you an example. With R. Kelly, period, that I stand on. If somebody close to me wants to step in the name of love to respect them, but avoid the situation stepping in the name of love, because I'm still standing on what I stand on, but I really step in the name of love. So you see what I'm saying? Like I can stand on what I believe, but I know that standing on my belief, it might cause conflict in some situations. It may cause confrontation in some situations, cause me to remove myself from situations in order to eliminate all that. I don't think I said that word right. Eliminate, I think that's right. But that's just the contract. That's just of being a real nigga. Like I said, like if it's something I stand on, then I don't care where I'm at. I'm standing on it. I mean, if I'm wrong, then let's have a conversation. Tell me your perspective, so I can see how I'm wrong. But and if me standing up in my position causes a conflict with it, great. I know what I stand up in, and I'm just fine. But if it causes a conflict, if it causes something, then we can be respectable about it. But I mean,
I feel it.
that's just me.
I feel you.
Sonny, what you?
Heard you loud and clear. I'm glad the way this. I'm my opening remarks first and foremost.
Get close to that mic, Sonny. Get close to that mic a little bit.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stay right here. So I'm gonna get from my lax position and come up here. I'm glad to hear the duality in everybody's answers, because that's what I've been hearing from everyone. Right? It's a duality. There's this clause. There's this. And in my opening, I want to say this. We have to learn how to really be real with ourselves and really be truthful with ourselves, to where we don't end up falling into a conflict that's beyond our belief. Okay. What I mean by that is there's a lot of people, especially, and I'm gonna bring up some examples. I'm bringing some examples that are really relevant. There's a lot of people who are professing something that they know that they can't agree with, or that they know that they won't long-termly stand on, and making actions out of it. And then when something arises that they don't agree with, a conflict, or maybe some form of interest that they lose, they renege on themselves. Since they weren't honest in the beginning, and they got something that they didn't want, now they're looking like an idiot because they didn't stand on a true belief. They didn't make a true belief for themselves. They weren't truly telling the truth for themselves. Like they didn't look within themselves and say, hey, I'm actually okay with this, or hey, I am actually this, right? The reason I brought it up against trying to avoid a conflict, because that could have stand alone. Is it safe to say that we should be honest with ourselves? That could stand alone. But the reason why I brought it up with conflict is because a lot of people are, and I've been noticing this, a lot of people are painting a specific picture of truth so that they can gain something. And a lot of the times it's to avoid conflict. And I don't agree with it, right? I'm a firm believer to whatever you profess, or say what you mean what you say, right? And not say what you're going to do if it's not who you are, right? I am the antithesis of, hey, do as I say, not as I do, right? I'm the antithesis of it. Like if you're gonna say, you're gonna do it, right? So the reason why I brought it up with the conflict is because I've been noticing that over and I could say probably over the last year or so, a lot of people have been stepping into a quote unquote phase to gain something positive in their life, or gain something more in their lives. And then after they see that doesn't work, or after they get what they want, they switch up, right? They lied this whole time to get what they want, and they switched up. They lied the whole time to be respected by a certain entity, and then they switched up, right? And so it goes to me that a lot of people desire avoiding conflict by lying, by manipulating their own selves, by manipulating the things that they stand on, right? And I, for one, see so many flaws in that. So we're going to dig deep and pull the cover back from what I'm saying, especially and try to get to an understanding, because my opening statement is honesty is the best policy, especially with yourself.
Yes, sir.
Especially with yourself, right? I'll go a bit further. Respect is the best policy, because with respect breeds honesty. And if you respect yourself, you wouldn't lie. You wouldn't lie to yourself. You wouldn't allow yourself to walk into something that you yourself don't agree with, or you know that you can't hold up for. So, go ahead, Trinity.
Oh, are we getting into it, or is that your final thought, or like your first?
That was my opening thought. We can get into it. I thought you put your hand up, so I wanted you to go ahead and have the floor. Go ahead.
No, that's when we get into it. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just pull it open. I'm gonna pull it open. And I'm gonna pull it open with a conversation that me and you actually had. I want you to preference it, but this, and I don't want to missay it, but what is it? This soft girl era, right? Soft girl era, right? So me and Trini were having a conversation, and she proposed a question to me about this soft girl era, and I had to figure out what it even was. So we looked it up, and essentially, Trini, wasn't it women taking the part of being softer to acquire some benefits from men, basically men's generosity? Huh?
Correct.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a couple issues with it, and I'm gonna tell you my first issue. Why do you have to profess a phase of something, not who you are, but a phase of something to operate in it, right? Majority of the women that we were seeing that were discussing this were talking about how they can step into a version of themselves that's agreeable and non-confrontational with men in order to gain some of the things that they had lost from men over a course of time, right? And I was like, wow, that's funny, because you step into a position of being appeasing, and not from a generous space, and not from a real space inside yourself, but you see something that you can play, so that you can gain some benefits without truly standing on the essence of it. So I wanted to kind of peel that back, and then we'll go even further, because it's not just about sexes, but let's talk about it. I'm gonna give the floor to you guys and kind of start from. Go ahead, Traven.
All right, so are we starting off there with the soft girl era, or are we?
Yeah.
Just going off?
Well, yeah.
All right, cool. Yes. Okay. Conflict. So now that you done brought it to me, G, Sonny P, conflict arises with that. If we talk soft girl era, not every woman, but the majority, masses. Sonny said the masses a lot are not completely honest with themselves, which will cause conflict with somebody who is. Because if you are somebody who is honest with yourself and you're coming or inquiring with someone who is not, they're only going to be there to gain something, as Sonny say, appease. And it's already the name of it isn't honest either. A soft girl era. That's to me, you just being a woman. Why does it have to be soft? Being soft to a man doesn't mean that. I mean, I get the whole norm of it, but just being that way to a man that you make, love or whatever have you, shouldn't make you soft. It shouldn't make a man soft either if he is being catering to his woman, quote unquote. Because now you say her too. It's a lot of bums, So I don't look at that, but I do feel that that's where that click comes in. When you have an honest person meeting someone who is honest with themselves, and
where is it considerate? But it's consideration in there too when it comes down to relationships and stuff like that, though.
Since that's what, but see, Sonny said soft girl era, so I'm just going off of that. It's go ahead, because I'm not a woman, but I'm just
exactly. I didn't know whenever I brought to me, I was like, I don't even know what this is. So let's let a lady help us out with this.
Yeah, maybe Trinity should have went first. I'm sorry,
because I ain't never heard of this soft girl era.
But I do feel that way though.
I ain't never heard of it.
Men, we don't have a problem with that. Go ahead, Trin. I don't know if y'all have anything, rebuttals or any information, because we would like to. I know for a fact I would like to know.
So this soft girl era is this phase of a woman's life, some women's lives, who, when they don't aspire what they want, go through this soft girl phase to acquire what they want. But me phase is temporary, so it's not them.
It's not them. Not them.
So you saying like,
yeah.
Hold on. I just had a fart. Hold on. Brain fart. Hold on. It's coming back to me. So you saying like, whenever, say, for instance, in marriage, like someone wants to get married, she does all this stuff to, you know what I'm saying? I'm to please the man and everything. And whenever she gets married to him, she changes back to this, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it in a bad way, but she changes into this other person. Is that what you're trying to say? That's basically what you're saying. That's basically what you just said.
Some women, let me look here. She can come in hard. Some women think that, yes,
and I'm not throwing shots.
I'm hard, right? I'm independent. I don't need nobody, right?
I'm not getting a man though.
the meantime, right? Right? Wins, right? I'm not getting the benefits of relationship goals,
Yeah.
vacation. Let me get off. You know what I'm saying? Like let me pull it back and let you open the door for me, and let me give you the time of day, and let me let me not be
Basically, let me.
myself for a moment. So that's what you're who I want, right? I'm not that. I'm actually independent still, though. So you're I'm actually still independent.
I feel that.
You know,
That ain't cool.
That's what it really is. But a lot of people don't understand that. So they're just saying, oh, this is my soft girl routine. This is my soft girl this, soft girl that.
Really
But like Travian said,
that man.
it's not an era. It just a woman is soft.
It's maternal, nurturing. These are women characteristics.
But it's not a it's not a
They're supposed to.
That's the era. So
Right.
That's what threw me off. Like, how is this now all of a sudden? It makes a lot of sense. And don't agree with it because it's
supposed to be like that anyway.
I don't agree with that either.
Really conniving. It's really
that's a great
manipulative.
That's a great word.
It's
really
manipulative. It's a tactic.
But what I said, that's supposed to be that way anyway, though, Trinity. Right? That's what you're saying, basically. It's supposed to be that nurturing, that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
A man doesn't have. A woman has that naturally, whether they can deflect it, put it in the back of their mind or not. It just comes out of us. It just is what it is. Some people fight.
Let me ask you this: what do you think a woman is missing for her to go through that soft girl era?
It's
hold on.
Oh, that's okay.
What are they missing? Well, I know.
Yeah, what are they missing?
They're not getting. That's what it is.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. They're missing. They ain't getting. Same thing. Come on, what they? I'm just asking. I just want to know.
XY chromosome. You know.
What you think, Sonny? Honey?
I know the answer.
Wait. Because Kiana been laughing for 5 minutes. And
yeah, what
do you?
Let's what you think, Kiana?
Because she's been laughing at me for 5 minutes.
Look, I'm just laughing. I'm just so before I talk about the wenches, let me give them some props first. Thank you, soft girl era people, for putting me on to the skin, to the Amazon wigs, to the perfume, to the bougie restaurant. Thank y'all for that's the good. So you gotta to give them the message. So thank y'all for helping me be fine. So come here, let me talk to you. I mean, what? I don't have anything else to add. Like in Trey's circle of boxes, all y'all in Trey's circle said, y'all said it. Like it's manipulative. It is. What are they missing? Honesty within themselves. You're
they got love
from taking and I've taken a deep dive. Like I said, I bought a lot of stuff off, so I've taken a deep dive. From what I understand is, are saying that men say they don't want independent. Men say they just want pretty girls that did for or whatever. So they think that means just let me be pretty and take pictures and goose just off me being pretty and taking pictures. Like it ain't her work. I mean, they do outer work. They go to the gym and but you know, it's no self development. So you get chose like y'all was saying when they do get chose. I mean, but then I can't even. But then see, I can't even let me in. See, I just gave them a message. Y'all do better, and let me in on y'all to this side over here to the XY
Go ahead.
chromosomes is trending.
Yes. Go ahead, Kiana. Go ahead.
Cause you knew it was coming. Y'all be talking about era wenches and you know, oh, it's not anything there. There's no depth. I mean, we're talking y'all men. Now y'all men now hold us women accountable. Cause we be real delusional sometimes. But then who holds y'all accountable? Soft girl era wenches, but all the soft girl era wenches be going to these bougie restaurants with they. So I mean, and then got no depth. She ain't got no depth. All y'all did was get dressed and be fine and go.
You said who holds a man accountable?
Men do.
Real men hold themselves accountable.
I was just gonna say, like,
real men supposed to.
Yes.
But I'm gonna say real man gonna hold himself accountable. He's able to say his faults. He know what he messing up at. That gives him room enough to check, or I ain't gonna say check, because that'll hurt some people's feelings. But it's gonna be conflict either way it go, because soft girl era. It's gonna be conflict. It's gonna be conflict.
Okay.
It gives a real man room enough to check his significant other or woman. Real man on himself.
Hold on, Mike. Do you hold on? But see what you just said. Yes. Okay, if you know if you pick, I ain't gonna do it. Come on,
Hold on. Wait, no.
Don't you get conflict, Kiana?
Hold up. I'm gonna say it for.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it for, because this is the point I was trying to get to. I'll let y'all flesh all that out so I can get to this point, right? Okay, so somebody who is real with themselves, you know what their end result is, or the things that they actually get or they deal with, the things that are granted them is something that's also real. The reason why a lot of people, men included, end up in these situations with hollow people, and note that I said hollow, is because they themselves haven't been true with themselves and what's real. So this is what I'm getting to. Because anger begets anger, sin begets sin, right? Lying begets lying. Failure to hold accountable begets. You see what I'm saying? We want to point the fingers, but neither of us have looked within ourselves to see, wait, why am I still having this circumstance come about? Right. How is it that now we have a pandemic of this? Because if everybody was being real, there wouldn't be enough people to be fake. So the truth of the matter is, in this time, and I'm gonna bring some word to this in a minute. It's still a little bit of Bible in here. But what's been going on is there's been so many people that have gotten accustomed to living a costume life, because what they dress up for is what they believe that they're going to get. I'm dressing up for a man, but really all I'm going to get is the shell of one. I'm dressing up to receive some goods from a lady, but I'm not going to receive an actual good lady. You see what I mean? Like, we're missing the core of everything because we haven't gotten to the core of ourselves. We haven't really truly fleshed out who we're supposed to be so that we can get the equal on the other side. I brought the battle of the sexes up because that right in and of itself is why we have a battle. It's because nobody's being 100% them.
Nobody.
There's a bunch of nobody's being 100% them. Like that. I won't even say. I'm not saying people aren't good. I'm not saying people aren't thoughtful. I'm not saying people aren't considerate. But you know what they're not? You know what people have failed to become in these last few months or maybe couple years? They failed to become true and real with themselves.
I say this all the time, Sonny P. And I need to start quoting this. 2 great individuals make a relationship. A great relationship does not make 2 great individuals. So there is a divide. There's a divide. You got it's this sense of as long as I look good, I feel good, and that's cap.
Woo!
You can't look good and not you can't have one without the other. How you gonna look good but not feel good? Like that don't make sense to me. So I'm gonna tell you in your mind. I'm gonna tell you what the algorithm is now with the battle of the sexes. Because that I feel like outside of racial crime is the second biggest thing in the world. Is men and women. A woman has contradicted or I'm gonna say formed her mental. Some, not all. Let me reiterate, because there are some great women out here who understand the role, and there are some who got it confused. As long as I can do what a man does, or as long as I can fit the bill, I'm good enough. I'm good. I'm good without one. And it's like, that's where the man come in. What you lack, that's where he comes to pick up the slack. Oh, gee, okay.
But wait, Travian. I love what you're saying, but while you're dancing around it, you're also missing one little piece. Because sometimes it's not that a person is lacking a missing piece. Sometimes they disregard the whole puzzle because they themselves are continuing. Okay. Let me say it like this. Virtual reality. There's a lot of people living a virtual reality life. What do I mean by that? They are identified by how they pursue and present themselves. But if you ever ask them who you are, if you ever ask the person, who are you? And they can't give you an answer. They haven't even seen a centimeter of what they're supposed to be. Like, you're out here and you're professing goodness. You're out here and you're professing honesty. You're out here and you're professing loyalty. I bring this and I bring that. But if I get you on in a table with a chair and sit you down and question yourself about yourself, and you give me no substance, only give me actions, but no substance.
You
don't know themselves.
You don't know her.
This is something that I'm learning too, Sonny. I'm learning. I'm not, like I say, I'm not God, but I'm an entity of him. God blesses the people. He blesses everybody, but the people that really truly be blessed, whether they be happily married, they be happy with whatever they success or whatever they get, is when they truly have identified themselves and truly start getting after that. He didn't get it to them. But the people that doesn't do that to the fullest, I would say fullest, but thoroughly, they have a harder path, or they have a more struggle, if you will, per se. I said all that to say there have been certain women that I won't say they prejudged, but they thought something of me different, and I came at them different. They were like, dang, I used to pray for them. And you know what they did? Why you doing that?
What?
That let me know you don't pray for yourself. People don't pray to find themselves. They go look for it in something else.
Hey, you stepping on my next point for sure. Go ahead, Trendy.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just
Go
going to
ahead.
say that the unsureness of self brings about these fake eras, this soft girl era, the hard dude era, where everybody think they just hard, and you're not hard. You're not.
Like
You know what I'm saying? Like the unsureness. You know what I mean? The no foundational identity of a self brings about all of this the facade. It's because you just don't know you. I definitely can't be pursued if you don't know me, you definitely don't know you. That's how I feel. Like that's
backwards. Other way.
You
You don't know yourself.
not
You
know
don't know
anything.
me. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's
what I
was going to say. You'll never truly. You can think you know something. You can feel you know something, but that's not real. Truly know something. You truly know yourself foundation that can't be broke to create, to have like a space for manipulation and facade and costumes to even get into your identity, because you know that's not who you are. You know, if you don't know that's a playing ground of madness to happen. You don't know.
I don't figured it out. I want to say these people. I hate saying that, but humans.
People.
We are honest with ourselves, so we are at conflict with God.
Wait a minute. Hold up. You're running as a horse. Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Wait. Because here's the truth. Wait. Here's the truth. I love what you said. You cracked it open. But the truth of the matter is you can't have one and the other in that sense. You can't have one or the other in that sense. I was going to get on the church people here in about 3 minutes. I was going to finish this out, but let me say it now. The reality is, the reason why we have so much conflict and so much conflict comes in our life is because we lean away from who gives us truth and honesty of ourselves to go and play in what we want or what we desire, what we think as a fleshly individual. What do I mean by that? We can rep God, we can rep Christianity, we can rep being a spiritual being, but when it comes to actually sitting in and standing on the foundation and on the principles of who our creator is, we lean away from it because that would make us have to question or think about what we're trying to involve ourselves with. Let me be a little more clear. Us as human beings, us as creative individuals, know, well, we should know who we are because it's written in our essence inside of us when we have God in us. When we look to God, we see what we are and we see what we should be. And then if we're truly looking to God, then we're going to see that in what we deal with. I'm suffice it to say that a lot of people are dealing or being manipulative in situations because they can't gain the desires that God has up for them because they haven't stepped in and said if it was okay with the truth and the realness that God put in them for themselves. Let me make it more clear. You keep stepping away from the individual you're supposed to be, young man. You're supposed to be upstanding. You're supposed to be excellent. You're supposed to be at this place to where you have a standard and you actually work towards a standard. So what you would see would be stuff that's in the way to where you're supposed to be going. But what you do is you play on the other side of the fence because it takes less effort, because it's a bit easier, because it doesn't make you have to cut certain things off. Being ourselves, being our true selves, being the selves that God has made us, you know what it makes us do? Have to stop dealing with stuff that's lower than us. So we'll make it very clear because I'm about to bring up a situation that I dealt with some years ago. knew that I was a better individual to other people than I was to myself. Why? Because I hadn't really trusted God in me to overcome some of these obstacles that I dealt with, some of these shortcomings that I was. I was an individual that lusted. I was an individual that stole. I was an individual blase, right? And so I looked on myself and I said, self, you kind of suck, right? When God was telling me that whole time, like, no, if you look into me and you become who I made you to be, which is an overcomer of those things, you're going to start seeing better circumstances and situations out there. But if you keep playing around in this less than, if you keep putting on this coat to make you look better but not get better, all you're going to keep doing is getting stuff that is less than what you deserve. I wanted love so bad. I wanted respect so bad, but I hadn't looked to God to fix in those things that were opposite of that in me. You know, the self-doubt. Looked into the situations of acting out of hurt, acting out of malice, acting out of spite, right? A rage, all those things. I had looked to myself and said, self, you really are those things. God, take those things. I said, no, let me put on all the good things. Let me go be generous. Let me go be, this funny guy, because that's who I am. Like, that's what I do. And it's a part of me, right? But it wasn't all of me. So because I was giving life part of me, I was only getting part of the blessing of God. And I would always miss the important thing, which was the core of it. We had had this situation happen to us in life in some way, shape, or form. And some of us are steady living it, right? Talking about an era right now of women who are like, you know what? First off, I'm confused in myself because I'm believing that I have to do everything to such a degree that I can't let anybody in.
Right.
So right then and there, they stepped away from being able to be available and nurturing and all this. And then they're like, wait, because I've done this, I can't achieve what is in the back of my mind and in my heart to really hold and have, which is a good man. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put on the coat of a damsel. I'm going to put on the coat of an available and emotional woman, but I'm still going to harvest in my heart this stern, this strong, this spiny personality. And every time that I get a piece of what I truly deserve, I'm going to mess it up every single time. I'm going to get a little bit, just a little bit of ease. And it's going to be so temporary that I'm not going to be fulfilled. I'm here to tell you, until you step into your purpose, you will never be fulfilled in your life. Until you truly step to God within yourself and be real, be true, be honest, you'll never have that ease and that peace that you're truly looking for. I'm talking to men and women now. I'm not talking to one set. I had to bring this up so I can get deep into it. And talking to the world of the church too, until you really step in and you accept the spirit of God and not just the letter. Until you step in and really take on the sacrifice, and not just a sacrifice, the plentiful work that it takes to be a steward of the word, and not just read the Bible, go to service, do some good acts, and you're okay. Until you truly step into your ministry, until you truly step into your purpose, you'll never be fulfilled. You'll always find lack in some circumstance. You'll move 2 steps forwards and 5 steps back. 2 forward, 5 back. So I ramble to say all that because I've noticed there's a bunch of people who really want truth. I know this. I've seen it. I've heard it. And so many people don't know how to get to it. So many people don't know self. So many people proclaim a part of self that they don't truly believe and truly stand on. It's okay. I'm going to say this, and I want people to hear this now. It's okay if you're afflicted right now. It's okay. That's just your reality for now. Once you accept that, we can go and get you some help. But if you keep acting like you're okay and you afflicted, you're going to keep dying slow.
Yes, sir. Never get the help.
Yeah.
You hit that spot on, hammer with the nail. That's
What to say after that?
There's plenty to say. There's plenty to say. I'm so sick and tired of seeing not just my people, but the people really out here. Okay. Journey with me, okay? I was a kid in the 90s, right? I used to play a game called Pokemon. I don't know if y'all used to play the Pokemon game or little game or something like that. So there's a status called poison, right? If your Pokemon gets poisoned and you don't go heal it, right? You don't go heal it after one of those battles and it get poisoned and you walk around, you're gonna, and your Pokemon's actually losing some health every time you step because you didn't go and get it help. So when you go into the next battle, he don't just be new, he be poisoned and with less health. But we just like that Pokemon, still with all this poison, all this malice, all these things we didn't go get fixed, all the things we keep ignoring, acting like we're going to get the riches that we need or the help that we need to think. Watch this. Sam said it best. What you don't have. We act like we're going to get what we don't have and what we need when we keep ignoring who we are and what we're dealing with. It don't make sense.
Yes, sir. People are afraid to be honest with themselves and say that they're a problem. And work, then that being the problem is okay. That's the thing. Being the problem is fine. Finding the solution is not. Trying to find a solution is not, though.
Motherfuckers scared of that. People scared of that.
Oh. Say that again.
They scared to put in effort, man, to change. It's the effort, man.
Being the problem is okay. Not trying to find a solution is not okay.
Hold on, Travian. Hold on, said. Y'all saying too much right. But hold on. Hold on. Let me say it like this. Let me go a step further, Travian. You know, y'all saying too much right. Let me go a step further, Travian, because here's the reality. You're never identified as a problem.
All right.
You only have it when you keep operating in it.
Right.
See, you said something there, Travian, because some people really are the problem. Why? Because they keep operating in it, and that's not them. That's just what they got. That's not who I am. Oh my God. Listen. There's so many broken people. Say it or say ouch. So there's I'm gonna come to your point, said. I'm gonna come to your point, said, about effort. Because the truth of the matter is, I say this all the time. People like, I can't do it because I'm just so used to this. I'm just so comfortable here. Like it's my comfortable place. I say, no. You're not in a comfortable place. You're in a familiar place. Ain't nobody comfortable being hurt. Ain't nobody comfortable having lack. Ain't nobody comfortable continuing to hit the wall. You're familiar with that. And you're scared that if you do the one thing different that changes you from being at this place, you won't know where to go. You won't know how to feel being whole. But I'm here to tell you that effort is made a lot less strenuous when you do it early.
Come on, sir.
Back to the parable about the poison Pokemon. If I went to the Pokemon Center the moment it was poison, he'd be close to health and health back really quickly. We sit in our stuff for far too long, and we blame everybody else for not accepting us in our place that we aren't even supposed to be. We let everything and everybody else become a victim of our own descent. Why? It's so heavy on me because I've literally seen so many good people. You know what? I'll go ahead and say it. To your point, Kiana. Yeah, you stand strong on not supporting R. Kelly. And so do I. I don't support the things that he did, but guess what? He went years without fixing something that he operated out of. How many years did he have this affliction that he never once got checked?
20 plus.
Now we see the end result of somebody that poison ruined their whole life, and everybody connected to it. Mm-hmm. And you say it's effort? You say it's a little bit of work I'm scared to get a cut. I don't, and this is me, I don't believe it's anybody else. I don't give excuses. I don't let people have easy outs. You don't get a get out of jail free card. When you know better, you do better. And if you don't do better, then I know that you don't want better. And that's my cue not to deal with you. So in this example that we have with these women, right? Is it so hard? I'm gonna come back to it because I gotta go there. Is it really hard for some of these women to understand that maybe this softness doesn't have to be a phase? That maybe some of these characteristics might actually change the situation about their lives. And men, maybe, I'm gonna step on our toes real quick. Maybe it's not worth taking this opportunity for something temporary and fulfilling for the moment, but that's hollow over the amount of time. Maybe we pump the brakes a bit. Maybe we could actually, instead of having to check these women, show these women that for the real woman, you're deserving of this. But for something that you haven't shown me your worth, I can't give it to you.
Instead of us, hold up, say it again.
I got exactly what he just
I heard him too. I want to say it again.
I'm gonna say it real slow for the people in the back, and I'm gonna paraphrase it. Okay.
Listen up.
Listen. Maybe we can pump our brakes and understand that maybe every opportunity to experience something good opportunity, and also show these women who are at that position of giving out the opportunity that they could be deserving of me if they picked up the characteristics of a woman of that caliber. If I am who you need, not just want, if I am who you need, then show me you're worth having me. Women, if you desire me, show me you do what's necessary to attain me. What do I mean by that? Let me be real forward with you. Okay. Women who I'm gonna speak to y'all. I'm gonna speak to y'all very softly.
Give some examples on both ends, son.
What's that?
Give some examples on both ends.
Example on both ends?
Okay. People just don't understand what.
I appreciate that. You're right. Okay. Let me say this. If you're a woman and you've been hurt and you're tired of being hurt and you're professing you're tired of being hurt, don't get in a situation to where you're so easily available to be let down again until you have processed why you hurt. Is that common enough for you? I'm gonna give another commonality because that's for the hope. That's for some hurt women. But let me talk to some headstrong women. Okay. If you know deep down inside that you don't want to be alone and you don't want to do everything by yourself, how about you stop professing what you don't need and start showing what you would allow or you would accept. Make it real plain for you. Now, over here to the men, real quick. Over here to the men, over here to the guys, real quick. I gotta be real quick with you guys. I know some of us haven't been receiving what is due us. Some respect, some loyalty, some love. Some of us haven't been receiving any type of attention, right? Let me say this. Don't lower your entry fee of attention just to get a small amount of tail. I'm going to say it again. Stop giving these women the clout that allows them to continue this assault on our respect, this assault on our standing, our realm of masculinity, if you will, right? Also to us men who have things together or are very much working and aspiring to having things together. Once again, I tell you, you got to be real with yourself. If you know deep down inside that you've done dealing with the masses and you want that one, my boy, you're going to have to become very peculiar with who you allow to receive from you, because there's a lot of people, as you know, who put on a mask and play it soft to take everything you worked hard for. Let's be real so we can see real. Real recognize real. And when stuff is looking really unfamiliar, you got to move away from it.
That's just.
That, my friend, is Unplugged. I have nothing furthermore to rebuttal or say. Sonny P just said a mouthful and 2 tablespoons extra. With a glass of water.
Well said, bro. What's good, everybody?
This is Mr.
Hi, babe.
Listen, man, I couldn't help but chime in listening to you guys. Great discussion, by the way. I'm gonna say this. Y'all know I say this all the time. How you do anything is how you do everything. And that's true even in contextual settings. When you look at scripture, I think we've all heard this this language, this vernacular. To whom much is given, much is required. It is a process of responsibility. Notice I said process of responsibility, because responsibility is a continual obligation. That means that every time I cross another another T or I dot another I, there's something that's going to be required of me. So when I gain something, I ought to give something. And so having this ideology that, you know, I'm going to, because what this soft girl era is a form of manipulation. I'm going to come down off of who I really want to be till I get what I want, and then I'm going to be who I truly desire to be, and then you got to deal with it. And I think that's what's killing our friendships, our relationships. It has even lit the torch even brighter for gaslighting. You know, so I think that when we are true, like you all have already said, when we are true to who we are, then we can be true to who is in our lives. And the problem is that, of course, it's been said, most people don't know who they are, and most people don't even know what they require. We get a Instagram description of what our lives ought to be, knowing that most of the stuff that we see on social media is just virtual. It's not reality. And we looking at a virtual reality thinking that this is what our life is supposed to look like, and it causes anxiety, it causes depression, it causes us to alienate ourselves from a actual healthy societal norm of interacting with people and actually respecting people for who they are and what they can bring to the table. I've even heard scenarios and conversations about, you know, if this man isn't bringing in 6 figures, he can't even ask for my phone number. What? Well, what do you have? You can't bring the table and you can't even expect to bring nothing to the table if you don't even have a table on your own. You know, and so again, it goes back to that, to who much is given, much is required. So if you want this, you want that, you have to be able to pay that bill on your own. You have to be able to meet that person halfway. What we've forgotten about with dating and relationships and marriage is that it is a partnership. This is not this is not winning the lottery. This is not um, um, charity. This is not build a bear. This is a partnership. You ought to be able to bring something to get something. You ought to be able to give something to receive something. And if you are not at that level, then we got to be realistic and be honest with ourselves and stop trying to attract tens when you know you are two. That's all I wanted to add. Thank y'all.
Appreciate you, brother.
Again,
Appreciate
that is New Heights Unplugged. To all the people out there listening and watching, if you're an auditory or visual learner, I sincerely hope that you listen to yourself and see what God is trying to paint for you to see. Love yourself. Please. It is a vital thing out here. Because if you don't, nobody else truly ever will the way you would want them to. Because you haven't done it for yourself first.
Yeah.
Acceptance is the solution to the problem of not accepting. I said my 2 cents.
Yes, sir.
It's Unplugged.
Yeah.
Right to you.
Listen.
Right to
Yeah.
you.
Listen. I'm not gonna. I love it, Travian. Like literally, I was about to go into final thoughts anyway because I feel like we unpacked a lot. And I mean, this wasn't just a conversation about relationship between one another. It's also a relationship with us and God, right? Like I said, it's first being able to know ourselves through the lens of who He made us to be, right? If I can't leave you with anything, I'll leave you with this: find your purpose and let that lead you, because that's the one thing that won't push you to the wayside. Many things will come and go, right? Many different versions and circumstances and situations will be a part of your life just from living. But if you hold on to that purpose, that God-given purpose, and you be true to that, you can't miss the mark. You're going to get exactly what you deserve. I humbly believe that. But first, I'm gonna give the floor to the rest of the council. If you have anything to add, and we can move into final thoughts if you'd like. But I think tonight has been awesome. I think tonight has been great. Give your final thoughts, and then we'll wrap it up. Or if you have another perspective to speak from, I'm open to it because I want to say this about Growth Group. This is amazing because this is a platform to have these kind of hard circumstances in a place where everybody can be heard, and in a place where there's no judgment. And beyond that, we always keep the main thing. Like, we're talking from a place of truth. It's not about what benefits one person, what benefits one race, what benefits one part of society. It's what's going to benefit us all as a human race, and that's truth. So I'm gonna shut up for a second, and if y'all would like to add anything, or if you'd like to go ahead and start wrapping it up with final thoughts, we can do
that.
You started the final thought.
I really just rambling. But
No.
Honestly though, like, to anybody listening or watching, viewing, anybody, male, female, feelings are real. You have them feeling for a reason. So don't lie to yourself, trying to tell yourself why I feel sad, but not. You feel sad. It's cake. So I say again, acceptance is the first step to solutions to every problem, I think. The second step is now you need to ask. Also, prayer too. I think I said this in one of the other episodes. I can't remember which one. Be careful what you pray for, because he's gonna give you exactly what you ask him. So if you are praying for growth, you have to realize that growing is not comfortable all the time. So praying for growth means you are going to grow, but that doesn't mean that the process is going to be easy.
Or the situations that or the situation that you're put in, they're not going to be like a walk in the park. I mean, the situations are going to be rough. Situations that make you want to give up, you know what I'm saying? But adversity is a thing to overcome. I'm a person that has, overcame many counts of adversity. So, man, you just have to put your head down. You got to keep marching. You got to keep doing what you got to do. Effort takes effort. Just this much can get you over. This much can get you over. Get you through anything that you going through.
Appreciate you, brothers. I appreciate it. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Ladies, the floor is yours.
You want me to go?
Yes, you.
Excuse me.
Okay. Yes, okay. Y'all said it. Y'all said everything. You can art, but for so long, cause y'all ain't that good of an actor.
Who ain't that good, man?
No, she talking about people.
Oh,
people that's putting the costumes on.
Okay, all right. Please tell me that I wasn't there. Oh my God.
That's it, Keith. They ain't that good actor. They're not ready for Broadway.
That was hard.
That's it. I'm gonna say who acted, Cut and dry. Cut and dry.
We love it. We love it.
Hey, I feel that, but you had me. I was gone. Like, I had to think: am I acting or am I being for real?
See, be honest with yourself. See what I'm talking about? Just be a
you right.
real nigga always.
Right.
Always be a real nigga.
Oh God,
you right. And then
you threw me for a loop right there. I was like, whoa,
man, it's so much like. It's really one of them topics, man. It's like so much because it's like woman has men in its title. So it's like men are going to be a part of you for eternity, like just being real. So we can't spell woman without MEN or MAN. So it's like we
all play a part.
And women are entities. Like I think a lot of women do, but I think women too, certain parts of the masses have lost the realization of how beautiful women you actually are by carrying yourself in the opposite entity. That does not make you look. It doesn't. Women on the call with us. Women love to look good, but I feel like if you don't feel good how you look, then you're not gonna look good. So with that being said,
I see what you tried there. You was working on it.
You gotta
effort.
You have to carry yourself as a beautiful entity and not opposite.
Effort.
Put that effort in.
Effort.
If you want to understand it, man, women, If you want an understanding man, you have to be an understanding woman. Straight like.
All right, now that was your last point. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey,
Yes,
you got
sir.
we got to
Yeah.
go back to understanding humility as well, man.
Yes, sir.
Humility is humility will get you further than pride will get you, even on your best day.
I'm
And when it comes to just life, this is the problem with society, is that when we figure out that we're not in competition, either between sexes, between friends, whatever the dynamic is, this is not a competition. I am not. God did not place me, because let's put it back on in God's hands. Providentially, we never meet anybody by accident. So providentially, God placed me. Every person in your life, every person that you have ever met is your assignment. Right? God providentially placed you in that person's life for a particular reason. Some of the reasons might be a lesson, some of them may be a blessing. But that person is in your life. You've encountered them for a specific purpose, for a specific time, and for a specific reason. And so if we misappropriate that, like misappropriated fund, listen, we embezzle, we are all guilty of embezzlement of relationships. We've misappropriated funds. Like if you look at it from a financial standpoint, we've misappropriated relationships to the point to where we've exploited people that were actually set in our lives to bless us, to help us, to educate us, to propel us forward, to push us, to drive us, to correct us, all of these things. But because of our pride and the lack of humility and the competitive nature that society has placed upon us, especially in our African American culture, amongst the Negroes, we the colored, we sometimes get our perspectives turned upside down because we have this crab in the bucket mentality that wasn't even our own idea. The crab in the bucket mentality was not our own, that was not our idea. That was not our, we didn't think of that. That was proposed to us, and it diluted the way we think, right? Until we get back to a place to where we appreciate each other's uniqueness and effectiveness and anointing and purpose, we're gonna always have these tug of wars, man. Humility is the main thing.
Yes, sir.
Humble pie tastes the
Unplugged,
best.
man. I just think that like there's no, when there isn't any him in it, it's just not word.
I
You'll
agree with
never
that.
see with many without him in it.
I agree with that. Right.
Do you know what
I
I
agree
mean?
with that.
If
I
if
agree with
I
that.
want to if myself, I can't do that. I can't go to Sunny for that. I can't go to Seth for it. And I'm like, where am I going wrong? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You do know. That's the truth you won't accept. You can't wrap your head around it. But as soon as you put him in it, I guarantee it. You're gonna be, oh, like everything seems clear, but the more you leave him out, the harder it gets. And it's like no effect of a circus because you're influenced and you're not, and you're unsure. And it's just a whole bunch of factors. You ask him, he's gonna give you the blueprint of where to find yourself or how to find yourself. You can't fix yourself, but you can't. You can look within and self assess and ask people who know you like that. But that's just the preparation for the test. You haven't even got. You haven't even. The test maker did not give you your test yet.
Hmm.
You've been prepared for the truth of yourself is what I think is how I think about it. The truth is hard to swallow. If you're a bad person and you don't know you're a bad person, and God tells you you're a bad person, nobody, you're not gonna accept that. You're like, nah, not me, but yes, you. So putting him in the discussion of yourself, when you think about yourself, having him in the forefront, I think it's an easier thing.
Oh
Bro,
no!
look at this. He was a wonderful point too. Wow.
I know she was
Okay.
going with.
We'll see if we can get it back in a second. But I want to give some of my final thoughts. There's nothing more disappointing than a competent mind that can't get out of its own way. There's nothing more disappointing than an all-star talent that can't figure out how to shoot the right shot. There's nothing more debilitating than a man with two good legs that can't stop stepping on his own feet. I'm saying this to say that we have so much potential, so much drive, so much power at the very tips of our fingers, and we can't figure out how to get out of our own shadow and allow ourselves to properly be used. And quite honestly, I do believe that is a recipe for disaster. That's how you go back and find yourself in a bound state. That's how you, instead of progress, regress. And if history has told us anything, it's when you go back to the thing that you were captive before, it's harder to get away from it the second time.
Hey, Sonny.
So I want to encourage people. To stop being their own enemy. Really let go and let God, as you say, as you profess, really say and mean less of me and more of you, God. Really begin to step into the character that you say you are and let it show. Let it show. Don't dim your light by making the same horrible, unfulfilling decisions, right? And let's start being this ingenious soul that we really are, right? And to add to that, because I want to bring it full circle. Don't allow yourself to accept something less of what you stand on. Don't fix your mouth to appease your own self, to only get a taste of what you're supposed to have holistically. I'm speaking to somebody right now. Don't get to a circumstance to where you feel like it's okay to alter your own personal and more than that, God's own status in your life, a structure in your life, foundation in your life, to get just a drop of water on your tongue. You know you're starving, and you know that getting the piece of pie right now means you don't get the whole bakery in the future. Don't stick to that. Don't succumb to the temptation of only having a bit, only getting a little, of sacrificing your future for just a small reprieve. Don't do it. I know there's a lot out here that's real okay with the come up. They real okay with the how should I put it? With the advance. Don't take the advance. Stay with the effort and carve out what you're truly worth, your whole value. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say tonight. I don't know if we have Trinity back or not. Because I was really wanting her to finish her thought, but okay, she says she's back, so maybe we can get her in here in a second. But to all the listeners out there, hope something that was said tonight really helps you. And we hope that you can learn how to truly be real with yourself above all else. Understand that if you truly are respectful, honest, and truthful with yourself, you won't have to worry about opposition because if you're walking in your purpose, the only get is the plenty. If you're walking your purpose, all you can get is the plenty. That's all. That's what you owe. That's what you're owed. So, but I think okay. There we go. My brother. Can't hear you, Paige.
What up? What up? I got some weird little effect going on with this camera, but it's good.
It's good, brother.
Hi, Paige.
My phone died, so I had to actually get on the computer. Man, I was working on some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all already shut down.
Yeah, I just gave my son a thought, and Trinity was in the middle of hers. Trinity was in the middle of hers. And I want her to
So mad. It cut me off halfway. I was just saying that
It's that $2 for a dollar.
you wouldn't prepare for, huh? What do you say?
Don't worry about it.
I said that's that $2 for a dollar internet.
Man. Okay. I was just you wouldn't study the wrong material for the test you need to take. Is what I was trying to say. Before the internet was rude.
Wi-Fi.
You purposely study the material for the test that is in accordance. So you wouldn't look to social media or other people who don't have your best interests to find yourself. That's the wrong recipe for the wrong permanent product. That's not what you're. So keeping him in the forefront will give you the blueprint to what you're looking for or whatever you ask of him. He will help you. He won't do it for you, but he will help you into you doing it for yourself, because most of the time you can't do it by yourself anyway. So that's why you go first place. That's it. That's all.
Find your purpose on purpose. That's it.
Yeah.
I ain't saying nothing else.
Travian, you are out of final thoughts for tonight. You've maxed out your final thoughts. So
I put another mag in. I put an extended clip.
But it's okay though. That is Unplugged. That was fire. And we're gonna put that on a t-shirt.
Man. Oh, you got that is going on the
t-shirt. Love until it's shown. So good. It shows love. Isn't that what you say, Paige? What you say? What is it? Shown until it's shown. I never can get it. It's okay. Same. We'll see y'all next week. Same.
You get an
time. Same place. Same grace in the same. This has been Growth Unplugged.
Sonny, close us out. You heard me? Like,
I don't got it like you, brother. So I'm gonna just end it like this, man.
No, I said it.
You did.
look, I'm not going to repeat it then. Listen, this has been Growth Group Unplugged. We love y'all. Be back next week,
Go.
Tuesday.
You are the leader.
7:30 p.m. You know, and we'll have another exciting board of wonderful people with wonderful perspectives to give you a wonderful blessing. With that much being said, you like that? You like that? With that much being said, we out.
I like that.
Mine.
I'm gonna do this for Trinity though. I'm gonna do this for Trent. I'm gonna do this for Trent one time. Trent, you got it? You ready? All right. This has been Growth Group Unplugged for this Tuesday afternoon, this Tuesday evening, October 2022. Hey, we'll see you back here next week, same time, same place, same grace, in the same space. Love ain't love until it's shown. So get out there and show some love. Peace. We out.
Booyah.
Hey, start the music, Paige.
New heights. New heights. New,
Ain't no music.
New heights. New.
Y'all violent.